was worried about this kind of thing going into it. I'm like, pretty invasive kind of thing to go through. And it was hard, I thought, going through the study. I didn't, but at the same time, well, it's not the kind of thing you want to know or like do. It's really better because hopefully that's something I can mitigate that, we can change to reduce some of that exposure. So, and I didn't expect that it was going to go the way it did, where, we had higher numbers of things you find in fracking where we don't live near fracking. Like that's going to be what I'm going to be doing now, is trying to identify sources that might be exposing us to things, and trying to get rid of those. And then also the availability of more testing and the and air monitoring. And we avoid a lot of that. We don't use scented lotion or scented detergent, or we try to stay away from the shampoos that are scented. There's all the phthalates and everything as well that are in there that affect your body. So we do try to stay away from a lot of stuff, and still we have like high numbers. And maybe it is like there's gas wells. Maybe we should look at that too, like how many conventional wells around my house. And I really want to figure it out if that's like we're being constantly exposed. By my house here, I'm not as likely to be exposed to fracking as if I lived in the country, but then I'm also exposed to other things because there's higher traffic and, so you are exposed to things, no matter what. And there's like hidden things. There's probably like there's like an industrial place in the woods back there that there's no sign and no one knows it's back there, so it'd be hard to avoid that kind of stuff. If you're living near an exposure, now you're not getting away from it at all. You're not leaving the house, you're not going to school. And like when I was working at Protect PT, we had a person call and say she was like losing her mind because, before it would be like she wasn't there all the time, and now she's there all the time, and she was like having a lot of stress and like ready to just leave her house behind and go because it was too stressful. So I've definitely thought of that, and I thought about all the people living near like more, like the coke works and that kind of stuff. And if those levels were that high all the time, like selling my house would be, they're like, okay, well, we're moving because actually we're being exposed to tons of benzene, but do you want it? Like, do you want to live here? Like coming from Penn Joint, I feel like it's probably not great. Just after all the research we did for the Municipal Authority of Westmoreland County and what's coming through the water, I'm like, well, this one isn't going to be any better, coming from there, from that older system. Like they're letting you drink it. They're not warning you. The levels are too high. Like you said, the regulated levels are not safe for health, and gauging everything by those is dangerous for health. And a lot of things like that. Like it's not easy for them to do. It's complicated, and there are mistakes.